Okay, here's question 19 on the higher calculator paper. I've just zoomed in on the first part, part A. The whole question occupies the page, so we'll sort of move it up as we go on to part B. Read the question first. Samina recorded the times in minutes some girls took to do a jigsaw puzzle. So she recorded times in minutes. Samina used her results to work out the information in this table. So the shortest time taken was 18 minutes, the lower quartile 25, the median 29, upper quartile 33, and the longest time was 44. On the grid, draw a box plot to show the information in the table. Now this is, as it stands, pretty easy because they've given you all the information that you need. You don't need to go too hard for this. All you need to know is how to construct a box plot and where you need to put all the lines for it. So we need the shortest and the longest. So I'm going to draw those lines in. 18 minutes. And be careful with the scale. Notice every single one of those squares stands for 1 unit. So that's 15. Actually, it doesn't stand for 1 unit. That's 15. And going up to 20, they're 10 squares. So every 2 stand for 1 unit. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So 18 is going to be over there. So I'm going to be aware now that I need to be really careful when I do my units and read the scale. So that's, just check that again, 18, 19, 20. Yep, that's fine. The longest time is 44. So if that's 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and I'm going to draw my line in there. I'm going to try to draw it the same size as the one that I did on the other end. Okay, in fact, I'm going to lengthen that one a bit. Okay, you're not going to get marks. You're going to get marks for where there are, not how long the lines are. But I'm just going to try to make sure that this is as neat as possible and it's as clear as possible. The median, I need to put a marker in for that. Now the median is 29, so I'm actually going to work backwards from 30. 2 squares backwards from 30, that's 29. Okay, and the upper quartile is 33, so that's 30, 31, 32, 33. And the lower quartile is 25. Actually, that's easy enough. The line is actually drawn there. Okay. The reason why it's called a box plot is that there's a box in it, and the box is around the middle 3 lines. And you need to draw a line out to the lowest value from the box and to the highest value from the box. And there you have it. There's your box plot for this data. There's only 2 marks for it because they've actually given you all the information. You don't have to work out all of these, and usually you need to do that. So just take your time and make sure you read the scale carefully, right, and get all the points. You can see all my little markers down there. Right, and that's actually absolutely essential in terms of finding exactly where it is and making sure you get full marks in this type of question. Okay, looking at part B now. Part B is worth 2 marks as well. And in part B, they said, the box below shows the information about times in minutes some boys took to do the same jigsaw puzzle. So this one here in part A was for girls, and in part B it's for boys. Right, so I'm actually going to write that in just to remind me. So that's girls, and that one there is boys. Okay. The question says compare the distributions of the girls' times and the boys' times. Okay. This type of question has come up already before, right? They say compare the distributions in 2 box plots, and this is quite a standard response. There are 3 possible things you could do, but there are only 2 marks here for it. So I'm actually going to just make 2 points in my answer. Okay, the first point, I'm going to compare the medians. So the median time for girls and the median time for boys. If you could see just by comparing these, the scales are identical, so they're all perfectly lined up. The median time for girls is 29 minutes, and the median time for boys is 25. That there's 26, so the median time for boys is 25.5 minutes. Okay, see that's 25.5 minutes. I'm not going to use the times, I'm just going to simply say the median time for girls is greater than the median time for boys. Okay, and that is enough to get one of the 2 marks for this. The other thing that you can use to compare is either the range or the interquartile range. Now, range is the biggest value, take away the smallest value. Interquartile range is the upper quartile, take away the lower quartile. All right, and for this we don't actually need to work out any numbers, because the range is how big it is from start to finish. Okay, and looking at these two, right, the girls' range is bigger than the boys' range. Yeah, so the range of times for the girls is greater than the range of times for the boys. However, if I think about the interquartile range, it's actually the other way around there, right? If I look at that there, the interquartile range for boys, I could actually work it out, but just by doing it by eye, looking at it, right, that box is bigger, just slightly bigger than that box over there. So the interquartile range for boys is greater than the interquartile range for girls. And so there, where it spoke about range and interquartile range, those are 2 possible results we could put. You don't need to put all 3. They're just 2 marks for this, and you're going to get 1 mark for each. So I'm going to refer to the range, and I'm going to say the range of the times for girls is greater than the range of the times for the boys. And that there is enough to get full marks in this. If I just raise this up a bit so you can see the full answer, right? Review this again. Make sure you know exactly what to do, and make sure if you get a question like this, you can do it and get total marks for it.